39th.
39th, and we're gonna draft you. What do you think?
Yes, sir. That's unbelievable. I can't think. Oh, I get to wait. I'm playing with Verse again.
Hey, Fiske.
Let's go, boy.
Boy, no one.
How about that? We got you two together.
I told you, man. Oh my God, bro. Can't wait to play with you again. Man, I can't believe it, man. Congratulations, bro. I'm so proud of you.
Oh shit, bro. I can't wait,
so
bro.
cool,
Bro, we gonna do this, man. We gonna do this. I'm so proud of you, man.
The Los Angeles Rams had an opportunity to show us in 4K, in 6K, in any way that you saw this draft, that they still got it, that they still them boys. And this is the team, this is the culture, this is the regime that started the F them picks agenda. And they've been doing well. They've won a Super Bowl since the last time they had their first round pick. And this, it might sound crazy, but I believe this is their first round pick since 2016. This is the first round pick that you guys have had since you drafted Jared Goff. This is Jeff Fisher a regime. I don't know how old this Rams fan base really is, but Jeff Fisher was the head coach of the Los Angeles Rams. I believe this was a point in time when Mark Barron, one of my favorite linebackers ever, was also on your roster. I think this is when the human highlight reel himself, Tavon Austin, was also in the building. So this was a point in time where the Rams were a completely different team than the team that we do have the opportunity of seeing today. You guys beautifully got a tandem within the defensive line department that I really, really love. You guys got a running back that I think is going to bode well, especially when you can figure out how the Rams are going to be using him. And of course, you have the amazing Kamren Williams himself still within the franchise. And then you guys finally got a player that I love that's going to help out on the back end of that secondary, to be a focal point, to be a midfielder within that defense, and he's going to be actually able to lay the wood in Dede as well. So with the first pick, I believe pick 19 for the Los Angeles Rams, you guys get a steal. And people aren't going to understand, steal, what are you talking about? This is pick 19, this player fell. The simple fact that this player, before he declared to go back to college, back to Florida State, this time last year, he was being regarded as one of the top pass rushers in last year's draft. In last year's draft, at pick number 8, he was the consensus to go to the Atlanta Falcons. He was a top 10 pick, regarded as a top 10 player. But because this draft had so many offensive players in it, it made it seem as if Jared Verse is not a top 10 pass rusher. Guys, let me really, bring things in full circle. If you're a big passer with a lot of tools, a lot of gifts, and you're ever regarded as a top 10 player, it doesn't matter if it's the next season or 2 seasons after that, and you are still playing at a high level, you're a top 10 talent. Point blank, period. Top 10 talent. And so Jared Verse has not shown me anything to where he should not have been a top 10 dude. So even at pick 19, even at, you guys are so consistent on saying F them first round picks, at pick 19, you get a top 10 player. This is crazy. And so you get it with Jared Verse. This is a big man. This is a guy who, off the line of scrimmage, he's always the first defensive lineman out of their stance every single time. Very quick, has a grown man body already. There's no learning curve with his body. He does not have a college body. He has a grown man's body. Big, thick ass. Guys, you always give me shit for that, but it's true. He's got a big old thick ass with some nice thighs. I'll pause on that nice. That's got to chill. But very strong lower body, very strong arms, has an engine that does not quit. I really love what Jared Verse brings to the table. Had 11 sacks in 2023, 9 sacks in 2022. Beautiful pass rusher. When it comes to true sets, when the offensive linemen, they're not showing any play action, it's just a straight up pass set. He is beautiful in that regard, and that is what you guys needed. That is what you guys needed, someone on the outside to consistently get to the quarterback, and you guys finally have it. That is the reason why I genuinely believe you did not advance towards the Lions. You could not beat the Lions in last year's playoff matchup. is because you did not have anyone to get by Taylor Decker or Penei Sewell on consistent basis. The inside was good with what Aaron Donald and what Kobe Turner were doing. It was beautiful. But guess what? Kobe Turner is going to be here for the Los Angeles Rams in 2024. Aaron Donald, future Hall of Famer, the greatest defender to ever play the sport. I mean that. That is not a thing to get you guys going, for me to get you guys to like me over Lawrence Taylor, Deion Sanders, the fridge, whatever. Aaron Donald is the greatest defensive football player of all time. That is my opinion. Not saying that to boast y'all up. You can ask any of my friends and they'll say, yes, he's being serious. He's gone. So what do you guys do? You go into the second round and you get Jared Verse's best buddy, his teammate, Braden Fiske. And this guy hit the scene when he was at the Combine doing amazing things, putting up amazing numbers, freak athlete, an engine that does not quit, does not stop. He does have limitations with his arm length, with his size, a lot of things physically he is limited with. But when you have an engine that does not stop, when you have an engine that keeps going, he has amazing ability to use his power. He's very strong in that regard. He's quick. He's got another, I got to say it again, guys. He's got a big, thick ass, and he's very thick in the lower body. So that's another thing that's going to be consistently approaching any opposing offensive lines. And so this is a beautiful mix. This is very rare that this happens, where you see two players from college teams that started together headed to the NFL to do the exact same thing. And I just think this is one of those rare ones where this is going to work. Having Verse and Fiske back together again, I think this is going to bode well for you guys, like legitimately. I think those two are just going to be able to beautifully slide in, listen to Kobe Turner, probably the new leader of the defensive line, and get busy, get really, really busy. And so I love that for you guys. And then the third pick you have with national champion, at points in times, I'm not even gonna lie, he was being considered, a top end talent within the running back department. Had a few injuries last year that kind of brought him down to earth a little bit, but had two very amazing consecutive seasons in college football with Blake Corum. What I'm seeing with this is that you guys have bad history with running backs. There's no ifs and buts about it. Like, soon as you guys get a guy that you really like, that's consistent, that does great things between the hashes, between the tackles, can catch the ball, can do all these things, he is hurt, right? He gets hurt for 4 or 5 games. And then you guys find out that your backup running back is just as freaking good, and that's pretty much the pattern. I like this because you get Blake Corum on day one. He already understands the zone, which you guys like to run a lot. And you also have been implementing some gap scheme as well. He's great at both. He's phenomenal at both the zone scheme and the gap scheme. A lot of gap play at Michigan, and he's a very patient runner. Even for a smaller stature that he has, laid down some blows, pausing that one, can lower his shoulder a little bit, does not have the breakaway speed, which is why I think this is the round that you guys got him in, and he wasn't highly touted as the top running back consistently because he does not have that breakaway speed. But when you have the vision that he does, when you have the one jump cuts that he does, when you have the ability to find the open lanes that he does, and you being smaller, he's able to contort his body to get behind these offensive linemen in peculiar ways. And, linebackers and safeties, they don't see the guy until he pops out between two dudes, pause again, and breaks it away for a big old run. And so the beautiful thing about it is when Kyren Williams is out and Blake Corum is in, there shouldn't be too much of a drop-off that you see. There shouldn't be too much of a, damn, Blake's in and not Kyren. And so what it's going to do, it's going to give Kyren more rest, more snaps that he doesn't need to be in necessarily. He's going to be able to, let his body recover a little bit more from, quarter to quarter to quarter. And so I love the pickup with Blake Corum because I think aesthetically, he definitely matches what Sean McVay is about, what he loves. Smaller running backs that are cerebral, that are smart, that come from a championship pedigree program, that has an ability to adapt with its own running scheme and can do a lot of different things. A lot of the running backs that Sean McVay has brought into the building, these aren't burners, these aren't track stars, and let it be old, these aren't like first round, second round, third round dudes on a consistent basis. These are later round guys that had really good college careers. So I love that. And then Kamren Kinchens. How many times have we had to mention, starting from last year, how vital it is to leave this draft with a legitimate safety. I love Kamren Kinchens. I love that he could play center field beautifully, how he's very patient, he's very calm when he makes his adjustments with his alignment from the line of scrimmage, how he's able to back off and give a lot of speedsters respect, but still be on top of everything, how he's able to consistently cut off crossing routes. He has a knack for that, and when you have an ability to cut off crossing routes consistently as he does, it shows that he has no problem running downhill and hitting the alleys, and he's very, I'm trying to not say the C word, but I'm going to. He's very great at coming downhill. Pause. And when he comes downhill, he's going to leave a few dents and scratches into whatever ball carrier, receiver, whomever it is it's not gonna be great for them. And that's the end all be all. I remember so many times last year, the games that had been lost because of safeties having their eyes in the backfield. Play action was a horrible situation for you guys defensively. If the offense wanted to be in a successful stance, it was doing play action and getting you guys over deep, getting those safeties eyeballs in the backfield. But I think with Kamren Kinchens, he's going to play honest ball. He's going to play patient ball, but more than likely, he's going to put a few people in the hospital, legitimately. And so I think you guys did a knockout of the park. Great job drafting. You have Les Snead and you have freaking Sean McVay. I expect nothing less. You guys draft. You don't draft safeties. You don't draft defensive linemen. You don't draft defensive tackles. You don't draft linebackers. You guys draft football players that happen to be playing that position. Something I've always respected about you guys and something that I've always loved about you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe.